Have to forgive me for the nerves. Um, just sharing out this revelation is important though, so I gotta do it. The Lord has put it on my heart, really, really heavy to share my testimonies, share my experiences with the Lord, and so I hope that this is conducive to your believing. Okay, so I had this beautiful dream, sort of a revelation from the Lord, where I was watching myself out there and my grandmother. And in the dream, I was speaking to my grandmother behind her, speaking to her and giving her a revealed word from God, talking about what the Lord sees her as and what will happen, and just prophecy that the Lord gave. And and I was just watching them two, just in this evil, nasty way, horrible way, and I'm just circling them, just watching, just observing, waiting, very strategic thinking, war kind of behind enemy lines, spy sort of thing. That's kind of what I experienced, and I'm just watching myself and my grandmother there praying, just watching, and then I see myself, and I switch over from Spanish to praying in tongues. And then as soon as I saw myself praying in tongues, this this force came from above, like above me, maybe at an angle like that, and then it dropped me back, and it was incredible. It was like the opposing force of magnets that aren't attracting to each other. They're pushing against each other until you turn one over, and then they were resisting each other, and that's what I felt. But that force was so much greater, I couldn't resist it, and so it came for me. Um, Shambara kolorobo simbara katatata ila heraketa tandarabo sobo totosha. Oro toto sahalale rakete rebe severebe kataramasa. Lord, show me what I'm to say. And after that force came and knocked me down, it was it was an angel with the face of my uncle. I don't know why, but the Lord has yet to reveal that to me, but I'm waiting on that. And he came down and he wrestled me, and I used to wrestle, so he had me he got a half in on me, and he was just wrestling me down, arm under the armpit and then here behind the neck, um, and I couldn't resist it. I just was sitting there with this smug look, just like this backslidden evil thing, like I used to know God, and that guy, which is me out there, that guy, I used to be like that guy. I used to love God like that guy, but I used to love God like that guy, but now it's like I'm this other person, and in that I um I just had this smug thing when that angel came down to wrestle me. Angel, I, what have you? It just came down, and it was an angel, and it came down to wrestle me, and I just had this rebellious, very rebellious smile on my face, like, oh man, I'm caught. Dang it, this sucks. And then the angel stands over me, and then right before I knew something was gonna happen, me, like actually me in this reality that was having the dream, didn't know what was about to happen. But in the dream, whoever that was knew what was about to happen, and then gives a smile to the angel, and then goes, shh. And then I don't know what happened, but it's just this something opened up behind me, and I just like began falling, and it was into this darkness. But as soon as the darkness just enveloped me, I woke up panicked. I woke up very, very scared, just horrified, um, horrific. It's just, it's a nightmare. It's every scary movie jump scare all put in one, and it's continuous and it doesn't end. And it's just, I think that was the pit. I believe that was the pit, and because it just, as soon as it swallows you, it's just evil, evil, nasty place, and it's just you. It's not even nasty. It's just, I can't even explain it. It's just darkness, and it's completely enveloping, and yeah, and so I woke up and I was like, oh, what's happened? Oh, like I'm falling, I'm backslidden, I'm a bad person, this and that, and I just went the whole day like, wow, that's terrible. I used to pray, and I used to get more into the word, but now I'm just this backslidden thing, just first thing is guilt and all those things, but we rebuke guilt. It's not good to live in guilt, but I did feel this guilty shame that, oh, that that was me watching my old self, and I was doing good back then because I this and that. It was, I guess, I don't know. It was the dead religion in me still just trying to come back and put me down and bring me down again. But yeah, and so I had that dream. I called somebody up, a friend of mine, and I said, "Hey, I had this dream, and the Lord was showing me this and that, and I think it was me." And then the Lord cut me off right there during the call, and he starts telling me, almost like, almost like how thick are you? It wasn't you. It was from the perspective of a demon. So I just wanted to share this because it it's really incredible to me how asleep so many Christians are, and so many of God's people are just gone astray, forget who God is, don't think that the same demons and angels from the Old Testament and the New Testament happened today in 2024. This dream was an eye opener, and this isn't just some crazy dream from some crazy guy. This is from the Lord, and I'm sharing it because it's from the Lord, and I have confirmation that it was from the Lord because I ended up living out this dream. So I was downstairs with my grandmother and my girlfriend, and we were just watching something that my grandma liked to watch, some TV, and my girl heard something upstairs. Something's going on upstairs. And then in that, I said, no, there's no sound. And my grandma said, oh, I don't know, And then my grandmother heard it, and then they're in agreement. They're saying, you heard it too? Yeah, I heard it too. And then I was kind of like, these women, these fearful women are they're giving into fear basically, and instead of having faith, look at them. And then I got up, went up to the restroom upstairs, and as I'm washing my hands, I hear steps behind me, and then I see two shadows under the clearance, under the door, and it's just two shadows, and then they just walk away. And I was like, what? It's a demon. And so right there, by that point, these have like a space of 30 minutes in between, and the first the first thing that my girl heard, that was at that point 45 minutes before, 30 minutes before the time that my grandma heard it, and then by the time I heard it, it was like an hour 20 after. By that point, it was almost 1 in the morning, 12 a.m. I don't remember. My grandma remembers, but excuse me, sniffling. But that's something that I lived through, and then called on my grandma, which was still downstairs, and I said, "Grandma, we have to pray." And then I started praying and speaking in tongues and praying, and the Holy Spirit just poured himself out over the whole home. We went around every room. We were praying everywhere. We were pleading to God, and we were rebuking that demon that was there. And then everything, how the dream happened, myself and my grandmother out there, it happened exactly like the dream. The Lord gave me word. I was behind my grandmother. I prayed. Everything the same as the dream happened while I was out downstairs with her, and it was amazing. And I know that when I began to speak in tongues, um, that all the stuff that I saw in the dream, that happened because I had the dream beforehand, and it was amazing. And not only did it happen, so you can't say, oh well, he had the dream and he wanted to reenact the dream. No, I was giving so much word from the Lord that night that I even gave prophecy to some guy that I don't even know. He's not even in the same state. I don't know, in the same country. Matter of fact, he's 2 countries down, in Guatemala. And yeah, and so I prophesied. My grandma shared that prophecy with him because there's people that despise and want to harm him. Just stuff in Guatemala going on. But that guy was going through something, and I prophesied about it, and I just began laughing because the Lord gave me that laughter, because it was the Lord's thoughts, and he was laughing almost like, oh, like they want to do something, but no one's going to be able to harm him. No one's going to be able to do anything to him. And so that prophecy was given, and then his was given to his mother, and his mother began to cry to my grandmother. I wasn't on that phone call or anything, but so my grandmother told me that the lady began to cry because that same thing that was told, and the same scriptures, how just how the Lord took care of Daniel in the lion's den, just that same way, that's how he was going to take care of him. And so and so I just began to laugh. It's just kind of like the Lord laughs. He laughs at that sort of idea that of fear of things here, when he already has his plans, and that man is not touchable by these. He's untouchable, to these other people. And yeah, it was something that also gave more confirmation to what I'm telling you now. But it really uncovers the way that things work here. I want to note, in the dream,